Hey guys, I'm Sean, and I am an ARKaholic. And guys, as I mentioned in the last episode, the Arcology mod has officially been removed from the series. I also realized during editing that I actually cryoed up the Arcology Griffin, so I made sure I got rid of that. I made sure to deactivate the mod, and I made sure to do a dino wipe. So at this point, we shouldn't have any Arcology creatures here in this series. But I did also decide to add a couple of mods. So let me introduce you to all the new mods that I added into the series here. And there's a lot because I do want to have a little bit of fun with this. But let me introduce you to the Neo Ascended lineup. These are 3 separate creature mods. These are made by all the same mod creator. I want to say the name is like Ngazi or something. I could be getting that wrong. I apologize. But we have the Styracosaurus, the Stygimoloch, and the Europasaurus. And by the way, guys, if you are looking to copy the mods I'm using, make sure you use the mod name Ngazi or something along that line, because there's a couple of mods out there that are kind of, lack of a better term, copycats, pretty much. So if you guys want to use the exact one I'm using the mod creator name of Ngazi or Igazi or something like that. So if you have any questions, throw it down in the comments and I'll be sure to help you out. But I've used this mod in the past. I really like it. I unfortunately just never have tamed these creatures, but I do like the concept of these guys. These are pretty much old skins that were back in ARK Survival Evolved, and this creator went ahead and kind of just made creatures out of them. So really excited to, at some point in the series, take a look at these guys and see what they can do. But I did also go ahead and add a couple of the Paleo mods, which I know you guys are going to be excited about. I pretty much went ahead and added every single Paleo mod except for the Rexes and the Gigas. And I talked about this in the last episode that I don't want to bring the evolution mod into this yet until we've tamed vanilla Rexes and vanilla Gigas, because then at that point we've tamed the normal ones, and then obviously the taming process for the evolution ones, or the Paleo ones, is a lot more intense and something I'm really excited to do down the line, but that's going to be for a really long time. So just to go through the Paleo mods that I've added, I added the Paleo Ascension mod, which adds a couple of creatures and everything into the game, a couple of land creatures. I also added the Dangerous Depths, I think it's called. I'm just trying to do this from the top of my head, too. I don't have the mod pages open. It basically right now brings in the Mosa. And in the future, they're apparently adding the Megalodon, the Plesiosaur, and the Leopleurodon. So I'm really excited to check out those creatures in the future. And then the other Paleo mod that I added was the Native Plus mod. This is the free version. I think there is a paid version of it, but right now I just have the free one. That adds a couple of aquatic creatures too. So if I forgot any, I'll make sure to kind of throw a little extra snippet in there, but I'm going to make sure to also put them up on screen so you guys could see which mods I'm talking about. But guys, I'm really excited for this. I hope you guys are too. But I did look around the area here, and one reason I really like the Paleo mod is I've checked the whole entire kind of Highlands area. I've only found about 2 or 3 Paleo creatures, which I really like, because that was one thing that I was kind of, lack of a better term, griping about with the Arcology mod, that they were just kind of everywhere. Of course, it just so happens that one of them is literally right over here, but we're going to go into photo mode real quick so I can show this guy off to you, because this thing looks so awesome. And again, it doesn't take much wildcard to make these creatures just look so cool. But I mean, look at this guy. This thing looks absolutely awesome. And of course, the mod creator of the Paleo group is Up From the Depths, along with a lot of other mod creators and everything. And they do such a good job on these, honestly. And again, it's just one of those things. It doesn't take much to make the creature look nice and refreshed and everything. Hell, it's the same model. All they did was just change a couple of color regions, and it just looks like a totally new creature, right? And yeah, I'm going to be gushing about this mod, guys, and everything. I don't know what it is. Just give us more stuff. I'm going to gush about it. Just give us more stuff. Give us more shiny things, and we're all good to go. But sorry for the quick cut there, guys. The pups ended up coming into the room, kind of squeezing himself under my desk, and wanted to make a little appearance. So wanted to make sure he was doing okay down there. But, of course, guys, with a dino wipe, you do get some pretty interesting tames. And of course, as you guys could see behind me, oh yeah, guys, Equises. I have found like 4 or 5 high-level Equises that I quickly want to tame. Now, guys, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and kind of quickly tame them, show you the stats, and yeah, we'll kind of call it a day with that specifically, because that is not what I want to do in today's episode, but I do need to start taming more Equises because all we have is Rusty and Maximus. And here's one of the 145s that we're going to tame. But by the way, this is the Europasaurus right here. And this thing just looks so cool. If you guys remember, this was one of the skins back in Ark Survival Evolved. It was like an old event that they used to run, kind of like this. You had to dig for bones or something like that. I can't remember. I wasn't playing Ark when that was the case, but it was a skin that you were able to put on a Bronto, and this mod creator just went ahead and kind of made actual creatures out of them, which is really awesome, honestly. So let me go ahead. Let me quickly tame these Equises. I want to show off the stats to you guys because, like I said, we only have Maximus and Rusty, which means we don't have a perfect male and we don't have a perfect female, and God forbid anything happens to our 2 Equises here, we're out of Equises. So let me get the taming process started. I'll bring you guys back once it's completely finished. We'll check its stats and we'll rinse and repeat. Like I said, we got a total of about 4 or 5 of these guys to tame. So give me a few minutes and I will show off all the stats of these Equises. All right, guys, so it's been a little while, but these are all the Equises that I was able to tame. Maximus does have the best in health. I believe he has 46 points in health. This female right here has the best in stam, which is 42 points. And this male right here has the best in weight, which is 47 points, and the best melee, which is 41 points. So, guys, between the episodes, I will go ahead and kind of breed all these up. So expect in the next episode a brand new Equus. But I did see this drop over here, and I'm hoping that we can get there in time because I believe that's a red with a ring around it. So if we can get to that, that would be absolutely sick. Of course, we're just like hitting into everything, which is certainly not helping our situation here. But I don't know what it is about this particular drop, but yeah, there's that weird like flickering that has kind of occurred. One good thing about going ahead and taming all of these Equises and everything is the fact that... Where is this drop? Oh, no, it's there. Okay, I was going to say, did it, like, go in the ground? Like, there we go. Let's get this drop first before we continue here. Whoa. Okay, give me that. What else is there? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Wow. Whoa. Okay. Sweet. All right. Let's grab this before it expires. Okay, that was a really good drop. Yeah, that kind of threw me off for a second there. Like, wait, only one item? That's kind of weird, right? But what I was going to say was, and this is a perfect segue, really good thing about going ahead and just going around and taming all those Equises is it gave this area time to just start bringing stuff in. And yeah, we have a ton of Ovises in the area now. I want to say probably along the way, I probably have seen about 40 or 50 Ovises here in the Highlands, which, if I'm going to be honest, I think that's the way it should be, right? Like, I feel like Ovises and Equises should be everywhere in the Highlands. So I'm really excited about that. But yeah, taking a look at that stuff that we just got, this saddle is insane, honestly. But here's kind of what I'm thinking. With something like this, or even something like this, right? Maybe we'll go ahead and kind of convert this to a blueprint because we can get that durability drop down because there's no point in having durability because they can't break. So that should require us less resources to be able to make it. And yeah, I think that's something we're definitely going to be looking to do. But we got our Equises, absolutely awesome. Like I said, I will go ahead and do that between the episodes. But let me get all set up here because finally... I know I'm saying finally. For you guys, it's only been a couple minutes. For me, it's been 2.5 hours. But finally, let's get into today's episode. Which, of course, is going to be going for some utility tames. In the meantime, I have gotten myself a decent amount of metal, too. So we are kind of starting to work with that here. But yeah, let's have a quick look at that pump-action shotgun while we're at it. So 217, not too shabby. 1896 durability. Yeah, that is... nice. That's really nice. Yeah, 217 versus 128, so it's definitely an upgrade in all departments. But what I want to do first here is I want to go ahead and make a decent amount of bullets, not for the shotgun, but more for the long neck specifically. So we can make a total of 5. Oh. Because I need to make these. You know what? Screw it. Let's make a couple of these too. Let's do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, maybe like that. We will go ahead and make 5, 10, 15, 20 of these. All right, that should be a total of 10 there. Actually, did I get that perfectly? Oh, wow, perfect. Okay. All right, and then once we're done with that, we'll be able to make another 16 here. And then we got a couple little bits of metal. Of course, once we get back here, we'll have a little bit more, but we can go ahead and make some tranks too. The other thing we need to do is we need to repair this. Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's 113 ingot. Shoot. Okay. Didn't actually think about that. But that's okay. Yeah, we'll make the 17 too. I love how I'm talking about how I need the metal, and I'm like, use it anyways. All right, well, for the meantime, we can go ahead and throw you in there. I'm not going to need Battle Tartar. That's okay. I'm going to throw these onto the Equus. You can go back in here. I don't need Rock Carrot. I don't need the steak. Mind Wipe Tonic, I don't think I'm going to actually need. But I guess it's good to kind of hold on to it, right? And then same with the Lazarus Chowder. Okay, so let me do a little bit of base organizing here. We're going to drop that in there. We're going to go ahead and drop the blueprint in here. Stay tuned for this, guys. We will definitely be doing something with this. Like I said, probably we'll have to make this first, drop the durability all the way down, and then go ahead and make it into a blueprint yet again. That is actually, like, huge, if I'm gonna be honest. We'll throw you in here. By the way, this is a juvenile Equus. The reason why I got it, we ended up getting a 150 female, and it did end up having a kid. I was kind of hoping that it was gonna have a good trait, but it doesn't. So it's just gonna kind of hang out in the cryopod inside of here. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's also go ahead and bring you here. And I think that is everything for right now. Let's kind of grab what we've got, grab what we need. We'll take 17 of you, we'll take 60 of you, and then we'll take a couple of those shotgun shells. There we go. And we are looking pretty good to go. Yeah, that's fine. Because, actually, we should take a little bit more narcotic with this. And also maybe take a stack of trank arrows, because we're certainly not going to have enough. We're going to end up breaking this. We're going to end up breaking this gun, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and repair it at some time. Maximus, you're going to hang out here too. I think I'm just going to go ahead and kind of put you in the little group here. And like I said, between episodes, I'll go ahead and get that taken care of, or at least start the process. But now we go for utility tames. It's taken this long to finally get this going, but here we go. Like I said, guys, not necessarily for you. For you, it's only been a couple of minutes. For me, it's been an hour, 49 minutes, and 17 seconds. But anyways, guys, for the utility tames to get started here, I think we're going to go for... Well, I guess to be honest, whichever one we can find first, but I think it's going to be the mammoth most likely. But let's go see what we can find. Oh, you know what? Because we went ahead and did the dino wipe, we're going to have free reign of the eggs, aren't we? Actually, is there even an egg here? Oh, interesting. Oh, it's just a box. That's weird. Oh, Oh, because it was an archaeology wyvern. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, I guess that's what we'll do. I guess as we're going around the area, if we do see any wyvern eggs, we might as well go ahead and pick them up, which will basically allow more wyverns to eventually spawn in. So I guess we're doing a little bit of cleanup over here too, which is fine. There's one right there, by the way. What level are you? 90, okay. All right. I'm actually kind of curious. What is the ice lake going to look like now? Now, I do remember in a previous life coming over here before adding all the mods and everything like that, and this area was still pretty crazy with wyverns. So I don't think it's going to be a full solving thing, but it could be a while until they all... Well, there's one right there. Well, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5. Interesting. What is this, by the way? Like, why was it glowing right there? Why was it glowing right there, too? That's weird. Huh. I wonder if it's, like, shading, or potentially could there be something down there? I don't know. What level are you? 50. Okay. So yeah, clearly I think we can agree that the archaeology mod definitely went ahead and spawned in a lot more wyverns, but I don't know. I still think it's a little excessive in my opinion. I don't even know if there's gonna be any. Oh yeah, look at this. Oh geez, okay. Let's get up in the air. We don't want another shamrock issue again. Yeah, but there's definitely plenty in there. There's still definitely an overspawning issue, but it's clearly not as bad as what it was before. I think we're going to head kind of over in this direction, though, instead, to look for mammoths. I mean, on top of that, too, if I do see any of the little veil winds... Maybe we'll have better luck today than last time. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay. Sure. It's a 150. And what about you? 140 male. Okay. You're a male, right? You are. Okay, so we're definitely going for the 150. I do want to take a look around the area before we get started because, yeah, that's what I was a little worried about. Wyverns. Granted, it's only a 60... 175. Okay, so that is potentially a bit of an issue. Oh, okay. We're over by the lake. I kind of got turned around a little bit here. Okay, so if I go ahead and kill this 140... Ooh, by the way, we have a dire bear over here. 100, okay. If I go ahead and kill this 140 and then lure the 150 mammoth over here, I think we'll be looking okay. All right. Let's go ahead and switch out to the pyramid. Because, yeah, we definitely want to get this 150. Let's try out the new shotgun. Just to see damage output and everything. Where are you? You know what? I'll jump down here with you. That's totally cool. All right. All right, so we do 69 a pop. And it hits it what? With 6? That's not that bad. It stinks that we're doing this to a 140, but... All right. Unfortunately, Dire Bear, I think you got to go too. You are some really nice colors. All right, there we go. By the way, I don't think I actually mentioned it. yeah, obviously we have a new Pyromane. I went ahead and bred the remaining Pyromanes between the episodes, and we ended up with this guy, and I really, really like it. All right, so we have you in the distance, male 150. All right, let's switch over to the Trank Darts. I could technically do this on the ground, which is kind of crazy, but... All right, there we go. Are you stuck? No, you're not. All right, let's get a couple of hits before he does the roar. All right, so I can keep shooting, but I'm going to do less damage with that roar. So you know what? We're going to kind of dance around a few seconds, and we'll keep going. How was I doing 50-something before? Is it closer to the head? Oh, are you on the run? Oh, God, I completely missed you. Are you really? There's no way you're on the run, right? You're a 150. It has to be that it's just because it hasn't hit me. Yeah, there we go. I'd prefer to get that 57 if I can. Oh, I don't want you taking... Okay, wait. Probably shouldn't be doing this on the Pyromane because... Can't you take... I was going to say, can't you take fire damage? All right, we're going to dance around again a little bit. Don't really have to dance around too much, if I'm going to be honest. Oh. I was leading the shot. I wanted a headshot there. There we go. All right, come on, dude. Yeah, we want that. That's what we're shooting for. Okay, you might actually be on the run, which is kind of crazy. And it's out. Okay. And you know what? You're in a pretty good spot. I mean, there's literally nothing here. Okay, so just kind of looking over the pre-tame stats, we have 24 points in health, 23 in stam, 22 in weight, and 26 in melee. And I will mention, food is 29 points, and the only reason why I mention that is it's because it actually has the fatty trait. If you guys aren't aware, I think we go to show buffs, right? Nope, we do not go to show buffs. We go to show traits. Fatty will go ahead and act as a protective layer against incoming damage. So the higher of the food stat, it basically gives it a little extra armor, I believe, or something like that, right? It's kind of like a natural armor. Yeah, if you look, it actually says armor 2.9, which traditionally on a creature doesn't have any armor. Well, I guess except the Pyromane and all that, but you guys know what I mean. Okay, so that is a male 150. Absolutely awesome. We're going to go ahead and mark you on the map. Or on the tracking thingy. And by the way, if you guys didn't watch the last episode or anything, for some reason we did get a level from killing the alpha creatures and stuff. And granted, we kind of cheated to get the alpha creatures killed because they are extremely powerful. They're kind of just like mini boss fight creatures, basically. And these are the Arkology alphas that I'm talking about. I actually went into my settings and changed it to 0 XP. So we shouldn't have theoretically gotten any XP from them. But for some reason, we did ultimately get ourselves a level. So I've been kind of holding on to the level. I don't want to necessarily use it yet. We will use it eventually, but just wanted to make everybody aware why there's a level in there, basically, if you guys didn't watch the last one. But now, we're going to go look for a female at this point. And to be honest, I think I'd rather look down like this way, if I can. Just trying to avoid the... Oh, wow, there's like a lot of mammoths down here. 145 females, not bad. The problem is there's so much going on over here that we would have to kill every single mammoth along with every single other thing here. Yeah, this might just not work out. Yeah, with the wolves and everything and the rhinos and the... Yeah, no. We get too close to a rhino kid. Yeah, they're probably going to attack us. All right, so let's kind of look around the area. Let's see. Maybe we can find a max level female. That'd be kind of cool if I'm going to be honest. Wait, is that a thyla? Whoa. Okay. That's cool. I'm going to be honest. I kind of spotted these bears and realized that they were the polar bears, which is really cool that they added these to the map. There's a couple of them over here, actually. I want to take a look. So we have a 20, and... Oh, no. The Thyla's going to go after this one. What is this one? No, it's a 150. Oh, no. Do we get involved? Like, oh, God. I almost want the dire bear to win this. Oh, the dire bear's going to win. Oh, goodbye, Thyla. Okay, you know, it's still putting on a pretty good fight. Okay, there we go. All right, so dire polar bear wins, and that is a 150. We're not taming it right now, of course, but you know what, guys? We're at 33.62, or we're really at 34. It's like 33.9. Yeah, you know what? Throw that down in the comments, because I'm going to completely forget. Let's do that one more time. Latitude 34, longitude 62. Put that in. I would love to tame that freaking dire bear. Oh my God. Like, I don't know what the difference is, but I find it intriguing that there's a 150 dire polar bear over here. It looks like... Is that the old model? You know what? Did they give the polar bears the old... That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Okay, that's really cool. I'm actually really excited. Okay, we are definitely going to tame that here in the future. But like I said, guys, throw it down in the comments. What did we say? 34.62? Something like that? Yeah, roughly 34.62. Okay, throw that out, down in the comments so I remember we got to tame that max level polar bear at some point. Okay. Is that a Velwyn? Oh, it is. Level 100. Okay, not bad. I am seeing 2 eggs, so there is clearly a box there. But we might be a little too far out of render to see if that's an actual egg or not. All right, we need to fish those out. Hopefully there's no wyverns here. Oh, there are. Shoot. All right. Do we try to do the little trick of maybe seeing if they'll pop out of render? They don't seem to be doing it this time. Did I go at the wrong angle? Let's see. We got to take things slow. They look like they're actually coming more closer to me, so maybe coming in from the other side would have been better. The sad part is, I don't think either of them are an egg. Now, would they still come after me, even if it's just duds? I think they would, right? Okay, so neither of them... Yeah, see, there's a box. And that's the problem, too, because it's like 20, 180. Yeah, we got to get these eggs out of here. We got to get these boxes out of here. Because potentially there could be a 180 egg that spawns here at some point. Okay, yeah. We need this to happen. It's going to be kind of risky. All right, well, the one's kind of just sitting there, which is nice. This is a little worrying. I think we're okay. I had one job. I had one job. Ooh, that could have been bad. Okay, you know what? It probably doesn't make sense to do this with Valkyrie. By the way, what level are you? Ah, if you were a 150. I think it's easier to do this with the Pyromane, if I'm going to be honest. So, Valkyrie, you hang out here. Stop everybody completely. Yeah, I think it's easier to do it with the Pyromane. All right, I think we'll be okay. If I kind of sneak in this way... I don't want to do the blazing jump either. I don't want to kill that 180 if I don't have to. You know, this probably would have been easier with like a filer or something. Okay. We're okay. Now, are they going to come after me or no? No, they're not. Okay, good. All right. But they are, like, right on top of the one egg. So you know what? We're going to leave that egg there. Eventually, hopefully, it spoils. But because we went ahead and took that out, that should give them a chance to spawn in an egg, right? That's kind of the way I'm looking at this. I'm hoping this works. I don't know. All right. Okay, so we got a pretty interesting situation here. So we have a female 145 mammoth. The problem is wyverns, yes. Then we have a female mammoth over here. 145 female. Here's the problem. Over in this direction, wyverns. You actually might be in a better situation at this point, but on top of that, if we come over to this big group of mammoths over here, which are also kind of near the wyverns, there is a 145 female. I don't know. I just don't know what's going to be the best situation for us. Because we do have the original 145 that we saw down here, which is... Where'd you go? 25, 90, 145 female. But then we got to take out all this stuff here. But there's no wyverns. We might actually go for this because of the lack of wyverns. There's no wyverns in there, right? This is probably really bad doing it, but I don't think there's wyverns. There is wolves, though, which that can change things. Yeah, so we'd have to deal with wolves. We'd have to deal with all the mammoths here. We'd also have to deal with all the dire bears here and pretty much everything else in the area. So we'd have a lot to get rid of here. Over there, this might not be as bad. I feel like this isn't... I feel like this is probably the easiest one to go for. Because they're all starting to spread out a little bit. It's just a matter of where the... Okay, so there's the 145. What if I go up here? Are we far enough away from wyverns? I don't know. Because that's the forest where they just... hundreds of them come out of. I guess the other option is we kind of keep... oh, there's a wyvern wing. And there's another wyvern. Yep, nope. Okay, so definitely not this area. I don't know. I know this is kind of silly to say, guys, but doesn't female 150 just have a better ring to it as opposed to female 145? Now, granted, I haven't found a female 150 yet, but, you know. All right, we're going to land right here for a minute, and let's just hope that this is just really dense forest and there's no wyverns in here, because, yeah, that could be an issue for Valkyrie if we do end up in that situation. Nope, just a couple of direwolves. Okay. Or better yet, why not just come to a different area completely and find a female 145 somewhat by itself? We do have a dire bear here to deal with. That is completely and utterly okay. There are a couple of dire wolves to deal with too, but again, yeah, we're looking good. All right, let's get this going here and passive for everybody. Let's get rid of you guys first. 145 pack leader, that's okay. Oh, wow, there's a lot that came out of the woodwork there. Jeez. All right, 25 taken care of. Oh, wow. Okay, so there were 2 female 145s in that group. Wow. Okay. Okay. You know what? Let's get rid of the kid while we're at it, too. There we go. All right. Well, I can't get rid of you. All right. You're going to have to stay there. Where is the mammoth? Is that the mammoth? Oh, God, there's the dire wolf. I mean, the dire bear. Okay. Kind of just peeked around the corner at me. I think this is the mammoth. That's the mammoth. Okay. All right. Sorry, dire bear. All right. And now the fun begins again. All right, that scared me. And it's out. I knew the rifle was going to break, and yet still scared the crap out of me when it actually happened. All right. There is a 145 female mammoth. Now, what are we looking at here with its stats? Where are you? Oh, you're right here. Okay. So, 31 points into health straight away, 23 points into stamina straight away, 30 points into weight straight away, 19 points into melee straight away. Okay. Not looking too shabby, but of course, once we get this thing fully tamed, things can change, but some of the stats look pretty promising. I mean, 30 points straight off the bat seems pretty good, especially for weight, which is something you really want on a mammoth. So yeah, let's go ahead. Let's head back to base. Let's go get some narcotics. Let's go ahead and get some berries. Yeah, gonna have to be a berry tame, guys. We don't have the kibble, and if I use crops, I don't think it ends up being any better, but I will double check Dodo decks before we head back over, but we'll see what happens. All right, so based on Dodo decks, crops are going to be a little bit better for the mammoths. So they are currently in the process of taming. I do want to go ahead and get this red drop with a ring around it because we've had some pretty good luck already with these. Let's see if we can get some luck again. Let's just kind of pull everything out because I don't really know what's in the area. Let's have a quick look. Okay, so I don't need that. I will keep that. It is a Karch saddle. I wasn't sure if this was a Ceratosaurus or a Karch. Whoa, okay. 70 electronics, that's really good. 47 polymer, that's really good. And then we got ourselves a Tuso saddle. Interesting. Along with a woolly rhino horn. What do you use these for again? Isn't this for taming? I'm pretty sure it's for taming, oh god, what are they called? Mantises, right? Like, you can use that, but you can also use deathworm horns, and deathworm horns are, like, better. But I can't remember what map it was. Wasn't there a map that there aren't deathworms on, but was it Fjordur, possibly? Maybe it was Fjordur, and they ended up making that change, yeah. I feel like memory is serving me right. Let me know in the comments, guys, what the actual case was with that. But yeah. All right, so we're kind of just waiting on the mammoths at this point. Don't really know what else to do. I guess I'll kind of fly around and see if, I don't know, maybe we can find another Veil win or something. What's that box? Oh my god, did we get one? We got a Pegomastix claw! Wait a second, is that another? Ah, it's a compy. Shoot. Alright, let's get rid of the compies. Oh my gosh, guys, we are so close to finally being able to check out that mod. By the way, guys, that's a mod that we added on day 1. That is the Thieving's necklace. There's another red drop coming down, interestingly enough. Purple drop with a ring around it might not be too shabby to check out, right? We got a little bit of time to wait anyways. But yeah, guys, that is part of the Thieving necklace. And the idea with that is pretty much once in a while, a Pego and an Ichthyornis will drop claws, or in the Ichthyornis' case, as talons, and pretty much you can make a necklace out of it once you get enough. And once you put on this necklace, apparently Pegos and Ichthyes will not attack you. Now, I've gotten a lot of people telling me that, hey, that's what the cat does now. And I know this is going to sound really silly, guys. I don't like cats. I'm not a fan of cats. And yes, I have a Pyroman on my shoulder, but like, I'm not a fan of cats. And I personally don't see myself ever taming a cat in this game because I'm a dog person. You guys know I have a dog and everything. I love dogs. Cats, not so much. They annoy the crap out of me. I'm sorry if you're a cat owner and stuff. That's cool. Hey, you do your thing. I'll do mine. But I don't like cats even to the point that I probably will never tame a cat in the game unless we do go ahead and kind of maybe do an episode spotlighting them. But then it's literally going to go into a cryopod and that'll be that with the cat. Yeah, I rhymed there. Didn't even mean to, but I did rhyme there. And we are out of stam. Story of this griffin's life. All right. Well, the idea was to get to this purple drop because purple drops can potentially have long necks in them, which would be kind of cool. Don't get me wrong, I like our long neck, but if we can get a better one, that would be even better, of course. And there's that red drop really far in the distance, kind of near the canyon areas. So if we can get both while we're waiting for our mammoths, that would be absolutely awesome. But let's see, what do you have? You don't, but you know what? You have bug repellent, metal, and a couple of arrows. That's not that bad. You know what? Speaking of the couple of arrows, that probably makes up for all the arrows that we used to tame the to tame the mammoths. I'm pretty sure, what, we only used one arrow or something like that? So, yeah. All right, well, okay, drop. But if we can get to that red drop and check it out, that would be kind of cool, too. All right, here we go. Red drop without looking around the area. Not bad. What is that, a Quetzalcoatl? It is. Okay, pretty cool. We did end up getting a veggie cake also. That's kind of cool. Arrows. We got some arrows from this too. And the sad part is, I don't know what the fourth item was. Was it more metal? I don't know. All right, guys, so we're officially back at base here. The mammoths have been tamed, the mammoths have been bred, and we finally have the finished product, and I'm really excited to show it off to you guys. So getting started here, we have the male here. This male was a 150 originally. It tamed as a 223, so it did end up losing a level. Going over the stats here, we have 7344 in health, which is 31 points, 1386 stam, which is 32 points, 890 in weight, which is 39 points, and 324 melee, which is 40 points. And just a heads up, this melee at 40 points was the best in the melee stat. Now moving over to the female here was originally a 145. It ended up taming as a 215, so it did end up losing 2 levels. Going over her stats, we have 9384 in health, which is 41 points, 1650 in stam, which is 40 points, 900 in weight, which is 40 points, and 265 melee, which is 29 points. And as you guys could see, the health being 41 points, the stamina being 40 points, and the weight being 40 points was the best on the female mammoth. Now moving on to the final product right back here. Unfortunately, I don't have a name for this just yet, but here are the final stats on our brand new mammoth. We have 11,260 health, which is 41 points, 1650 stam, which is 40 points, 1080 in weight, which is 40 points, and 389 melee, which is also 40 points. No mutations with this one, but we do have a 100% imprint. And gonna be honest, guys, like I said, I don't have a name or anything for this guy yet. I was kind of thinking, like, because he's gonna be a wood and thatch gatherer for us, maybe we go ahead and call him like Lumberjack. Maybe we kind of go like Paul Bunyan or something like that. Not entirely sure. Now, I'll admit, guys, the mammoths don't really have too many crazy colors or anything, so I was more in the mindset of, let's just get the stats onto one and we'll kind of call it a day. Not going to go too crazy with colors and everything like that. But I really do like how this guy looks. But the mammoth is one of my favorite creatures, if I'm going to be honest, guys. I want to see how well this thing can do, because when it comes to like wood gathering and everything, I don't know what it is, guys. Like with the mammoth TLC that it had recently, this was, I want to say it was maybe 2 years ago. It might have been actually a little bit more at this point. I don't know. Time seems to fly. The mammoth seems to be like the best wood gatherer in the game at this point. Like, yes, there's the castroides, but like, I'm pretty sure, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, the mammoth gets a better weight reduction on wood, which is kind of silly in my opinion. I think the castroides should have the same weight reduction, or maybe possibly even a little bit more, in my opinion, but I do feel like it's like 85% reduction on the mammoth, so it is already kind of crazy if I'm going to be honest. But what's really nice about the mammoth, and the reason why I really, really like this creature the most is, well, you kind of get to pick and choose what you want to get from this guy. So, for example, basically going ahead and pressing A, we are getting a decent amount of wood and a little bit of thatch on trees. And what's really nice about this is, and we'll use this tree as an example, by pressing A, we don't actually pick up any berries either. So if you really don't want to get too many berries or anything, pressing A is going to be like a massive, massive button for you. And again, kind of looking it over, right now we're at 374 weight, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 900, almost 1,000 wood. Now, if I go ahead and do the right trigger, that's going to go ahead and get us more thatch specifically, but we will also pick up berries. And again, just kind of look at the yield and everything on this. It's honestly kind of crazy that, yeah, you know, it's 74, whatever, but if you go around and just grab a decent amount of thatch and trees and all that, yeah, that number's going to go up a little bit crazy if I'm going to be honest. But if I was an ARK dev, let's kind of put it that way, my biggest thing would be giving a TLC to the Castroides. I personally think if you want the Castroides to be a creature that people are going to use more at this point, you gotta make something, and I don't know how to word this exactly, but I think we should have access to our Castroides making beaver dams, and that can be a passive way of getting resources. Now, of course, I don't, and I wouldn't expect it to be as fast as like a normal dam or anything, but maybe you need a ton of material to begin with, and then it's just like that. It kind of just sits in the middle of the lake like that, and you basically go ahead and, it'll just gather resources and all that kind of stuff. You can get wood passively from that. You can get silica pearls. You can get cementing paste, all that kind of stuff. And maybe we put a buff on it or something where it's like the more Castroides you have, the faster the production goes. I don't know. I think that would be really, really interesting, and it would give people a reason to go back to the Castroides, because I'm going to be honest, I don't think, and you guys can let me know if you prefer the Castroides over the Mammoth. I just personally wouldn't see why at this point. The Mammoth has a crazy amount of weight compared to the Castroides. Sure, it doesn't move around as fast, but let's be honest, you're not using the Castroides or the Mammoth for moving around. I guess maybe the Castroides in the water, but like, that's not its reason you're getting it. You're getting it for wood production and wood production only. And I just don't see the benefit of going for Castroides anymore. I guess unless you get like a really good saddle, you know, and then, yeah, why not, you know? But like just looking at the yields, I mean, look at that. That was one area with a ton of bushes. Look at that. Look at that. 176, I think it said in the narcoberry department. I mean, even doing this passively, you can go ahead and just get a ton of resources. And again, our weight's not that crazy. Once we go ahead and get rid of all the berries, just watch that weight go down. Like, look at that. We were at like 800, and now we're at 537. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, guys, that's honestly why the Mammoth is my favorite wood gatherer. And if I'm going to be honest, it's actually one of my favorite creatures in ARK, period. I really, really love this thing. Sure, it's not a fighter. I guess if you do get some really good melee and stuff on it, you could bring this into boss fights and stuff like that. I think we have done that in the past, if I'm going to be honest, but I'm totally content with this being our main wood gatherer. But guys, that is going to wrap up this episode at this point. If you want to throw name suggestions down in the comments, greatly appreciate it, but I'm just going to let you guys know, just giving you a heads up, because I do have the wedding here in 2 weeks, actually, as of recording, it's exactly 2 weeks, which is kind of crazy. I am going to be going ahead and trying to get as many episodes out for you guys as possible, and I am going to be trying to just make sure that there's not too many delays during this time and everything. So what I'm saying is I'm probably going to be going ahead and recording a couple of episodes ahead of time, just so we can kind of somewhat stay on some kind of schedule with you guys. So if you throw a name suggestion down and it's not picked, apologies, guys. I will hold on to them. We will be getting more mammoths here in the future, so don't worry about that. And definitely, once we get more mammoths, we'll do more breeding. We'll get better stats, the whole nine. So don't worry. Throw some suggestions down if you have a pretty good idea of what you want it to be named. And by the way, guys, not that I'm just going to throw this out there. Please don't give me the Ice Age references. Those are so unoriginal and uncreative. Please do not put Manny in the comments. Please do not put all the other mammoths from the Ice Age series and everything. It's not creative, and I'm just going to look past it. So if you want that, that's totally cool. Go ahead and do it. But if you kind of want me to take it seriously, don't put that, please. But guys, that is going to wrap up this episode. I hope you guys enjoy this one. We do have a bison here in the area, so I probably will go ahead and try to kill it between episodes because I don't want these creatures getting attacked. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, guys. If you do want to support the channel further, I do have channel memberships if you want to check them out. They start at $1.99, and then it goes up from there. Appreciate it if you guys check it on out. But guys, that is going to wrap up this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you all in the next one.